Hey crafters and homesteaders, this is going to be my first video on how to practice using the treadle aspect of your treadle sewing machine without actually engaging the sewing mechanism. In my instruction book that came with my machine, fortunately enough, let me just read you what it says, and then you'll see what the machine does, which is sometimes not what because it's over 100 years old, it's not what the instructions say it's supposed to be doing. So it says, it is necessary to understand the stop motion by which the balance wheel, which is this part right here, let me turn it a little bit, by which the balance wheel can be released when required, thus enabling the operator to become proficient in the use of the treadle and permitting the winding of bobbins without running the stitch mechanism. It also allows the operator to wind bobbins without removing partially sewn work and without unthreading the machine, which can be pretty handy. To release the balance wheel, turn the stop motion screw, which is this part right here, over towards you. It may be necessary to hold the balance wheel while loosening the stop motion screw. So it sticks a little bit. You kind of have to hold it to get that, because you would turn it completely and then unscrew it, okay? After releasing the balance wheel, your feet upon the treadle, and with the right hand turn the balance wheel, this, toward you. This will start the band wheel, treadle, and pitman, and the sewing mechanism having been disconnected. Continue the motion of treadling, yada, 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 okay? So what ends up happening with my machine, and I will try it. So this is disconnected. You turn, let's see, my feet are on the treadle. You turn the wheel over towards you, and this should not be moving, okay? But my wheel is older, and I haven't actually completely disassembled my wheel. There's probably something in the stop screw that is not connected or functioning anymore. So if I hold it, and I think you guys can see that well enough, if I hold it and turn towards me, I can kind of get it all together here. Oh, see, it wants to actually make it screw, and it shouldn't do that. If I turn it towards me, it actually tightens it, and it shouldn't. What I have found for practicing is if I unscrew the stop motion and take the wheel and turn it away from me, it actually stops the motion. There's no sewing mechanism that's happening. Maybe something in my machine is connected backwards. I'm not really sure. Like I said, I didn't completely disassemble my machine to clean it because it was in pretty good shape. But this way you can actually practice without, oops, I went the wrong way, and that happens from time to time. You can practice without actually having the machine sewing. And then, like the instructions was saying, that if you needed to fill up a bobbin or something like that, you can leave your work on the machine, rethread it in the configuration that you need it for the bobbin, and then just fill your bobbin up. And that's how this part works. I'm going to show you real quick my feet. They said in the instructions heel to toe. I have never liked that very much. I usually keep my feet at a bigger stance because I like to push with the ball of my feet and not necessarily use my heel. So when I start, I just push, 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 push with each foot. And you'll find that there is a rhythm to it. There is sort of like an end feel where you know that you've pushed as far as this way and now you have to rock back. So you get that kind of practice. It does take a little bit of time in order to get that feel down and to know when you have a smooth treadling action, because what you don't want to do is go backwards, because then in your bobbin thread here, when you do accidentally go backwards, you get kind of like this big wad of thread that is right underneath your sewing work, and it's obviously not pretty or good stitch work. So you definitely want to keep going in a forward motion. The dogs here, I think is what they're called, the rough aspects that actually it will move the material. You don't even have to push it, nothing. I think it does it better than most electric machines. You'll see that it kind of just picks it up and moves it, picks it up and moves it, and that's all done with the treadling aspect of what you're doing here. So that's the first thing to do, is just practice with treadling. It does take a little bit of time. It is not, you're not going to get it like within 5 minutes. So practice that, and then we'll move on to the next aspect, which would be loading your bobbins, and that will help you practice with your treadling as well. And then finally threading and sewing. Thanks for watching.